Yeah, exactly.
Make them unaffordable for a large portion of our population.
While others said it's the right thing to do.
We do support your yes vote today on the proposal.
The board giving the green light. Automakers are calling it a big day that they say they are embracing. Alex Stone, ABC News. Los
Do me a favor.
Angeles.
President Biden is returning to the campaign trail tonight at a rally
Or
for
just pull up my
Democratic
website.
candidates about highlight how key congressional Democrats.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Your wife texted me.
Nearly 10 million jobs and record low
She always-
unemployment, lowering healthcare
Is it on
costs,
EDGYTIM?
energy costs.
Yeah.
Press Secretary
Should be a front page, Pigskin, and just click it and she'll have a YouTube embed story.
Of former President Trump's home be made public tomorrow.
Last week, DOJ said the redacted voting show extended. They would quote regular remaining unsealed text devoid of any meaningful content. But today, the judge approved those redactions.
Shown a compelling reason/good cause to seal portions of the affidavit, and that the redactions are narrowly tailored to
As you can hear this station on your phone.
ABC's Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl.
Yes.
A North Dakota judge again has blocked the state's trigger law banning abortion. The state's only clinic says the law violates the state constitution. Authorities in
No, it's not.
Monkeys muted.
to lower pages of your search results, or few people.
available. So if you are interested in joining us, go to WJOL.com, WJOL Live, and click on Battle of the Brave to sign up your foursome today. Battle of the Brave, September 19th at Inwood Golf Course. We hope to see you there.
It's been 9 long months, but high school football is back. This is State Farm agent Kevin Malloy, the proud sponsor of the Pigskin Preview Show, wishing all of our local teams the best of luck in 2022. Only time will tell how many champions we'll crown this year. Speaking of championship teams, if you're looking for a new insurance agency, why not consider the Malloy State Farm team, voted the best of Will County 4 years in a row. Give us a call at 815-463-5800 to hear what a championship team sounds like.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Is it time to think about replacing or upgrading your water heater? Menards has the right Richmond water heater to fit your needs and your budget. Choose from electric or gas, tank, or tankless models to fit any size home. Find the perfect water heater for your home in stock at Menards and get 11% off all Richmond water heaters. Good through August 28th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
The defending 8A state champion Lockport Porters will open up their season at home against Joliet West Friday night at 6:30. Hear the game live right here on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com. Do the Porters have enough to defend their title? We'll find out this Friday night.
So you're getting some roof or exterior work done, and you've covered all your bases, right? Even checked out some online reviews. You think you've got everything covered? Well, think again. Not all roofing and siding companies are insured. That's why I can't say enough great things about R.E. Duchesne Construction. They're a licensed and fully bonded exterior contractor serving Will, Grundy, and Kendall counties for over 40 years. I trust them, and I've personally used them.
Hi, I'm Rita Duchesne Hughes. If you look at your home and don't like what you see, or what you have no longer protects your family and largest asset, call us at R.E. Duchesne Construction. R.E. Duchesne has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, so you can be confident you need only make one call. Looking to upgrade? R.E. Duchesne offers a full line of roof shingles, gutters, siding, soffit fascia, and windows. Call us at 815-722-2821 for all your home improvement needs. Financing is now available. Check us out on the web at reducheneinc.com.
And be sure to tell them Scott Slocum sent you.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
Good evening and welcome back. It is the 20th season of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Joe?
Yes, sir.
The baby's a grown adult.
It's about time.
EDGYTIM, your host, along with the coach, Joe Rodagero, Evan Bredesen, who was just a wee lad when we began this show. Now another grown you-know-what adult spinning the wheels behind us, and we appreciate his help as always. Joe, glad to be back. Any distraction from baseball we can get, I'm very thankful for.
Yes, yes, indeed. We've talked way too much this summer about our Sox, and
oh my God, Evan, I should have recorded some of these phone calls that we have. It's been crazy, but hey, it's high school football time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard, EDGYTIM with the coach. Joe Rodagero. We will be here for the next 2 hours to hopefully entertain and inform you about IHSA football, certainly in the WJOL Will County area, as well as statewide. Always welcome your feedback and input. We are streaming live video right now. Yes. Besides being incredibly intelligent, we are incredibly handsome as well. I'm saying we're arguably the most handsomest show on 1340 WJOL.
I don't know about that.
I'm going with that.
All right,
Joe, we're
all right,
going with it.
All right, I'll agree with you.
So again, appreciate everybody being back, and we're thrilled to be back. Joe, you look at last season, what this area did was unprecedented. It was historic. 3 state title winners in Lockport and 8A, just an amazing story with the Porters themselves. Joliet Catholic in 4A, Wilmington in 2A. So really from the smallest classes to the largest classes, the whole area has you covered.
You know, I don't know how many years I've been fortunate to be on the air with you. I really can't remember, but we always talk about this area as being one of the best areas in the state of Illinois for football.
Yep.
And we seem always to get at least one team downstate every year. Well, last year we got 3 and came back with 3 state championships, which, as you said, was unprecedented. But that just put the stamp on our area of football.
Yeah.
In the state of football in our area in the state of Illinois.
What has always amazed me about this WJOL area when it comes to high school football, I mean, besides the coaching, which is exceptional,
yes,
is community support, despite in some cases growth, in some cases retraction. It's never changed.
No.
It's always there. Mm-hmm. Friday nights still mean something in this area, Joe. It's a beautiful thing. It's unbelievable. And I've talked about this every year. You could start in the far west end at Morris and work your way to Minooka and work your way over to Joliet Catholic and work your way over to Lincoln Way and Providence and go all the way far to the east end of the county to Lincoln Way East. And they can all have home games on a Friday. And they'll all have packed stadiums.
They're
all
packed.
The way down 80.
Yes.
It's unbelievable to support, and we're glad to be a very, very small part of it and glad to be here. Yes. So we have the first segment open, so we obviously are going to talk about a few things and get into it. But for the most part, we'll have open phone lines. So as long as we don't have a coach on, that's kind of the rules. We when the coaches are here, we talk to the coaches. But otherwise, you're always welcome to call 815-254-7300. If you're watching the live stream, we also have a comments section where you're more than happy to drop comments. We've got some comments out there. Ryan, a Lincoln Way East fan, obviously. Lincoln Way East state champs this year, and we'll definitely get into the Griffins and what we see out of them. Ryan, you're pretty close. You're right on there, buddy.
Yes.
Alex Acevedo, who is going to charge us an engineering fee now for helping us get our stream
we got
up
some
and
guy
functional.
Out there tell us what's wrong out there so we could try to fix it. Anyway.
Yeah, so we're glad to get everything up and running, and again, thrilled to be here. So Joe,
yes, sir.
Got to thank our sponsors, and again, our diehard sponsors, our go-to guys, State Farm agents, Kevin Malloy in New Lenox. Yes, he has not left. He's still in New Lenox. Yes. And John Wright in Joliet. Yes, he's still in Joliet. And yes, he's a miserable Sox fan, both of them, just like we are. So, and we love those guys for it. Joe, it's very simple. We would not be on the air without our sponsors.
Nope.
It's very simple. There are reasons why shows come and shows go. And for some reason, I still love walking into the studio every fall when the employees look at me like, who are you? And do I need to know who you are? Yes, I've worked at the station for 30 years, but that's okay. It's fine. I love it. It's great.
I was asked when he was in the hall, one of the new people, and we have some new people in the building. One of them looked at me right as he walked by and was like, is he supposed to be here? It's like, yes.
No. He should have never been here.
Yes,
going 30 years
he's
ago.
Supposed to be here.
No.
Thank God for lower standards 30 years ago. So
I need to throw the bat signal up real quick. Our friend Bob called in.
Yep.
We ended up having a phone issue and got disconnected. Call back, Bob.
Call back, Bob.
Phone lines are open, my friend.
Well, Bob has technically already been a part of the show. He was at the live remote we had last Thursday at Heroes West, which, by the way, thank you to Heroes West. We had a blast.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, we had a nice crowd, too. Besides the coaches, we had a nice showing from fans, and it was a good time.
Yes.
So Appreciate the hospitality. Heroes West, as you'd expect, takes care of you, and just absolutely thrilled to be back. Joe?
Yes.
The WJOL game of the week, Friday Night Lights with this handsome guy, Evan Bredesen, kicks off at 6:05 tomorrow night. He will paint the picture like no one else in this area. We'll set you up for the games. The game of the week, Joliet West at Lockport. That is a 6:30 kickoff, Joe. And like we talked about with Evan earlier before we went on the air with Pigskin, a historic rivalry game that goes back many, many years. And I've heard many stories going back to Don Lattis and going back to a lot of the legends that have been around this station for years about the Zimmer era and
Ray Kluwig.
and Ray Kluwig and how much these two did not like each other at all.
No, the old Illini 8 days, even I think it was even before the Illini 8, the South Suburban Conference.
Yeah. Yep.
And when Lockport used to play at the athletic field where they play baseball. And some in growing up in Lockport and going to some of the Lockport games when I was in grade school, the big, huge rivalry with Joliet West.
Yep, there's no doubt about it. So that is the WJOL game of the week.
We need a preseason for this show.
What do you mean?
Well, I need a preseason warm up. I hung up on Bob again.
Bob, call back.
Not other Bob. Other Bob is on the line right now, but we have Joliet Catholic Bob who needs to call back in.
All right,
I'm rusty, man. I gotta get my feet under me.
It's all right. You're allowed. This is your one night to screw up, and then after that, it's kangaroo court. All right. Let's speaking of kangaroo court, let's bring in one of the court jesters, the other Bob, joining us on the line. Other Bob, congratulations! You are the first caller of the 2022 season.
I do what I can for you, fellas. You know that.
Well, we appreciate it. Well, I'm going to imagine you want to delve into the Hilltopper land and talk a little Hilltopper football.
Well, we can definitely do that. But first off, I wanted to congratulate you on 20 years and ask you to try to recollect back to the day when they asked you to do a weekly show.
Yeah.
Memories you might have from those first couple of shows.
Wow.
He's getting old, Bob. I don't know if you can recollect.
Really good question. Well, I think, and we're going to have Dewey on in the 7 o'clock hour. I think the show was actually going on, or originally Dewey was involved. Dewey was an early part of the Pigskin preview. But it was really, again, I blame Scott Slocum for everything. He, obviously, as other Bob, as we mentioned many times, he does not listen to this station on Thursday nights, and we are so grateful for that.
Yes. Well,
I've thanked Roxanne personally for keeping him busy that he can't really listen to this station. But that was Scott. Scott knew, hey, that, Scott used to do his live remote shows. He'd do it at Garnsey, and he would do that and just knew the appeal and the draw of high school football. So why don't you guys go in and do a show? I'm like, okay. And 20 years later, here we are. But, other Bob, it's people that you get, that you were able to cross paths with and not even guessed. I mean, Joe, you and I have talked about it. I mean, there was one time I remember sitting in a, oh God, I can't remember the name of it, but it was basically like a breakfast place on Theodore in Crest Hill one Sunday morning, and a lady sitting across from me goes, "Boy, your voice is familiar. Are you Edgy Tim from WJOL?" And other Bob, it freaked me out. I'm like, yes. Do I owe you money or? And how people have just treated us so incredibly kind, and the kind words that they say, and they listen because they'll say,
oh no,
they'll throw something goofy at you that the only way you know is by listening to this goofy show.
Yes. So
that's been the great memories of it, and just the fact that God, we have so many great coaches, and everyone is just supportive.
Yes.
It's supportive for sure. But thank you, other Bob. So, all right, let's talk Hilltoppers. What's your thought?
I think they're going to be okay.
Oh, I do too. I think they're going to be more than okay.
Replacing a lot of starters, but I think there's a lot of talent coming up. And I think by the end of the year, people are going to look at them and say, wow, I didn't know they were going to be that good.
Joe, you've previously coached like half the football team. So what is your take?
Well, I've talked to Jaws a few times during the summer, Bob, and he was questioning kind of the offensive line. Anthony Bierce is back, who's a tremendous lineman. But as we talked to him last week, that he said that they're going to be all can the line. And TJ Schlageter, the quarterback, who was basically our ace during the spring, especially in our run for the state. He got some playing time last year, and I think he's going to be a definite plus there.
Hey, other Bob, don't want to snip you, but the other Bob is on the line, so we got to let the other Bob go and pick up the other Bob.
Sounds good. Nice talking to you guys.
You too, Bob. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, the real Bob, the real Slim Shady's on the phone. Hello, Bob.
Hi, guys. What's going on?
It's great. First of all, I did not get a chance to thank you at the end of the night. Maybe I did. I don't think I did though. But thank you for coming out Thursday. Yes. It was great to see you.
I enjoy it.
And again, just fun to have the coaches there, and always good to get together. One of these days, if IHSA stops making phone calls to me coming to playoffs, we're gonna have to get a live playoff pairing show going again one of these days.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Those are fun. Yep. I miss those. Yeah. Those were a lot of fun. So are we heading to Wisconsin?
If I can find a ride, my buddy's wife's having kind of health problems.
All right. Well, Bob needs a ride, Joliet Catholic faithful. So if anyone's got room in their car, they could maybe call the station. We'll try to finger away to hook Bob up to get him a ride up to Waterford, Wisconsin.
Yeah. She's having a hard time, so
yeah.
He's afraid to leave her, so
sure. Yeah, no problem. But again, I think that as we talked about Bob, I think it's gonna be another good year for the Hillmen.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I was at practice. I've been up to practice the last 4 days. I'll tell you what, the line needs some work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to happen. It takes a little while to come together. And I think, again, the schedule's not going to be easy. We'll see, obviously, week 1 up in Wisconsin. You never know what you're going to get when you play those out-of-state teams.
They run the same offense rerun, so we should be familiar with it.
Yep, you would hope. So, all right, Bob. Appreciate it.
Yes, Bob. All right, take care.
All right, we got to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go to the phone lines and we will talk to Matt Harding from Minooka Community High School. You are listening to the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Come on to the 119th Annual Will County Fair in Petertown. The Will County Fair runs today through Sunday, where all kids 9 and under get in free. The Will County Fair continues today with Senior Citizen and Veterans Day with $2 admission for all seniors and veterans, featuring the antique tractor pull, ride-a-thon night at the carnival, and the ITPA truck and tractor pulls. Inside the Pearl Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram family tent, enjoy Dave Rudolph's British Reinvasion, the Frankfurt Brass Band, Magic Matt and Mike's Magic Family Magic Show. And over in the beer garden, it's Matt Yeager and the Southside Social Club. Friday and Saturday are Demolition Derby nights at the Will County Fair and include the most crash 'em, the most smash 'em, and the most exciting Demolition Derby you'll witness anywhere. And Sunday features the Baby Show and the IPRA Championship Rodeo. You'll find great food, great fun, and great times at the 119th Annual Will County Fair in Peatone, delighting and entertaining kids of all ages for over a century. WillCountyFair.org.
This is Will County Executive Jennifer Bertino Tarrant. If you need non-emergency help, call 211. The 211 helpline makes a difference in the lives of people every day. Do you need help paying your utility bill? Finding housing? Buying food? Do you need assistance navigating veteran services or accessing jobs? Call 211 today or text 898-211 to speak to a specialist. They will make sure you have a plan and put you in touch with the right resources. Call or text today. Help is available in 180 languages, 24/7, 365 days a year. 211 is provided by the United Way of Will County in partnership with Will County government. Call 211. You are not alone.
Are you dealing with back taxes? Are
Are you worried about what might happen if and when you do pay those taxes? Call Greg Severson at Cordano Severson and Associates. Greg has worked with many businesses in getting out of tricky tax situations. He has worked with the IRS for many years and with many different clients. He knows the players and how to navigate the system so that your business will get the best solution for your situation. So whether you're struggling to meet the next tax deadline or dealing with overdue or late tax payments, it's time to call Greg Severson. Greg will help your business now, but also help you set up a year-round tax plan, saving you this hassle year after year. He'll give you a free half-hour consultation to get started and give your business the attention it deserves. Call the firm that has provided quality tax advice for almost 50 years right here in the Will County area. Cordano Severson and Associates, a firm you can trust and your business can afford. Co-founder and proud member of the Will Buy Local Alliance.
This is Harry
and Leah
from Newmark Credit Union.
Listen this Tuesday to Money Talk,
Presented by Newmark Credit Union.
Our guests talk about all kinds of topics.
I'll talk about the housing market and some good home buying tips.
Our experts will give you tips to help you do more with your money.
Don't miss your chance to win prizes.
Listen in this Tuesday, just after 9 a.m.
Right here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, and Sports.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the week one season premiere, if you will. A Pigskin preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports. EDGYTIM, along with the coach, Joe Rodriguez, back in the saddle for our 20th season of Pigskin preview here on 1340 WJOL. Of course, sponsored every week by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
All right. Well, week one begins. Oh, we're counting down the hours, Coach Joe. A little over 24 hours from now, we are kicking off, and we're going to go out to the phone lines. Joining us, my friend, the head coach of the Minooka Indians, Matt Harding, will join us. And Matt, on the phone, we appreciate it, my friend, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Edgy and Joe, I appreciate you having me on. You know, it's good to be back and be in game week here.
So right out of the gates, I'm looking at your conference this year. And obviously we're also going to talk about your game tomorrow night, which is a huge one. But Matt, I look at your conference this year and what's coming back and what's in that conference. I'll tell you right now, I think it could maybe be a touchdown or less between being a playoff qualifier and not in your conference this year. I think it's going to be that tight and that hard competitive conference. Everyone's got a shot this year. You feel the same way?
Yeah, I feel the same way. You know, there's a lot of guys on multiple teams coming back. You know, and there's a lot of young guys that are stepping up to the challenge that are going to put their, you know, names out there, and it's gonna be a doozy that second half of the season. You know, the first half is still going to be tough too, but you know, it's going to be a collision course coming those last 4 or 5 games.
Matt, I'm going to talk a little bit about the offense right off the bat with you. You've got 5 offensive linemen returning, 3 real good ones, Sussner, Gessner, and Marrero, guys who, and I think Sussner's a 3-year starter, and that's where it all starts. I mean, you've got Dooley back at quarterback, you got Joey Partridge, a running back, coming back, but it all starts with your offensive line.
Yeah, it does, you know, and we're going to ride with those guys as far as we can. You know, Ryan Sussner is a 3-year starter. Started during that COVID year in that spring, those 6 games there. And he also came up with Carter Gessner. So Carter Gessner is also another 3-year starter there, you know, for us too. So, You throw in Jeremy Marrero, who's 6'2", 280 pounds up front as well. We also do have Brady Barrowman at left tackle. I mean, he's all a 6'6", 240, and then Ryan Nowicki at right tackle. So, those guys are going to start it out for us, and we're going to fill in the pieces when we can. Gavin's been doing a great job. Joey Partridge is looking great. He's coming back off that injury, season-ending injury last year, week 2. He's coming back, and then, we do have some threats on the outside coming back. And Donovan Anderson, wide receiver, DJ McIntosh, and there's a lot of threats that are going. Being able to run the ball, and also be able to spread it out.
Defensively, Matt, how things have come along. Obviously, not as much experience on the defensive side. Fill us in. Give us a handful of names we need to keep an eye out.
Yeah, we took some growing pains early. We graduated pretty much everybody but 3 or 4 guys. So the whole defensive line is obviously new this year. Kind of the anchor is going to be our nose and Tristan Parrish and Jeremiah Plummer at defensive tackle position. We do have an experienced linebacker core. We got 3 guys that are returning, and one of them is going to be only a junior, so he's going to be a 3-year starter next year, and Caden Garcia. But Isaiah Dupree's been doing a great job at the Mike position, and then we also have Vaughn on the outside linebacker position, that's doing a great job. Secondary wise, Connor Christensen's returning in the secondary, that safety position, and we got a lot of young kids in that junior group that are very athletic, very fast, that are stepping up to the plate. So, we took some lumps. Obviously, early our offense was way ahead of our defense to where we were, but obviously that helped our defense get back up to speed.
Matt, Connor's your, I believe last year too, he was a two-way player. Is he the same way this year, both offense and defense?
Yeah, he is going to be a two-way player. We're going to try to get him the ball when we can, and obviously on defense, he's going to play safety for us. So he does a great job closing space, and he's a sure tackler, obviously, coming downfield.
When you take a look at last season and to be able to pull that round 1 win over York, how important was that for this group going into this year?
I think it was real important. Everybody on our team knew that we weren't a 5-4 team going to playoffs. We lost a couple close ones, and the ball swings the other way, we would have been, with a better seed there. So we knew what we had going in. We wanted to pound the football, obviously going up there with York and seeing what the weather conditions were, but I think that just goes to reassure our kids that, if you come to play, you're going to be in every game. And it's going to come down to 2 or 3 plays, which is going to separate the winner from the loser a lot of times.
Matt, let's talk about your assistant coaches a little bit. I know it's a second year now, and your guys are settled in. And I've told you, I'm very impressed with your staff. You got a nice combination there of guys with some experience and some younger guys coming in as well. So any changes in the staff, and who's back this year?
No changes in the staff. We do have an addition of Kenny Kirkland. He played outside linebacker for us and played at Robert Morris, and he's coming back and he's helping out with our outside linebacker. So it's great to have him, back in the program, bringing back some alumni, which is always good. Our defensive coordinator is Matt Williams. So he's taken the reins of the defense and kind of conformed it in his vision of what he's going to see. Tony Garcia is doing a great job with our secondary, and obviously I've been with the defensive line. I spent a majority of my spring on the offensive side of the ball trying to learn that game and grow as a coach, to make myself better and help those guys out. But Mickey Resner, our offensive coordinator, is doing a great job, making sure everything's ready to go on time and scheming up, obviously, what we feel is going to put, some teams in some bad situations. Pat Watson on our offensive line is obviously returning. He does a tremendous job with those guys and building character. And Matt Slusher, obviously, with our running backs and quarterbacks, he does a tremendous job of seeing the game from the passing side.
Going into week 1, taking on obviously a very, very strong Bolingbrook team, a team that's getting a lot of preseason smoke. Is this the most nerve-wracking week of the year for you?
Well, it's I wouldn't say it's nerve-wracking. It's going into the game of unknown. You know, you think you know what they're going to do, but obviously, you know, there's stuff that we have changed since we ended at York or Lincoln Way East, obviously, round number 2, you know. So it's going in, you know, what are they going to do defensively and offensively, and how are they going to scheme that? You know, I think we have a pretty good understanding of what they're trying to do, you know, but it's also nice is, you know, we're not going to hit each other. You know, we've been banging on each other all summer and during the fall, and I can see it in the kids' eyes. You know, I talked to them the other day about it, and we finally go hit, you know, somebody else rather than ourselves. So, you know, we had a great walkthrough today, you know, and followed by our team dinner, and I think our kids are excited for the opportunity and ready to compete.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The other thing, Matt, before we cut you loose, and again, I always appreciate you taking time to join us. What I get excited about is obviously living in that district and seeing Minooka football where it's been and where it's heading. We're actually seeing physical improvements now to the program. The success has always been there, but you have a stadium that's a year old. You have a renovated weight room. I mean, things, Matt, that for years and years and years we complained and moaned about. How much energy does that bring back into the program now that you have these actually visible things that have changed and improved since you've been on the watch?
It's unbelievable, you know, and I got to credit the administration and everybody, you know, that had a hand in making the changes that we have, you know. You know, the energy within the weight room, we're able to put our whole football team in the weight room, all levels. You know, during the winter, we actually had a true off season this time, and having 110 kids in the weight room during the winter and spring, you know, is tremendous. And those younger kids get to learn from the seniors, you know, or the juniors that are moving up to the seniors at that time. So, you know, that's a tremendous learning curve for them. You know, there's still a lot of stuff that we want to see, you know, changed and possibly added to. We just got some indoor turf, obviously done in the upstairs wrestling room underneath the wrestling mat. So obviously that's another renovation coming, you know. And, you know, just trying to make strides in what we're doing and let people know that, hey, you know, this isn't Minooka country anymore.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, it's important for sure. In this day and age, you know, it's parents want to see it, kids want to see it. They look around, they see what's around the area and what's available, and Minooka very quickly starting to get caught up to where they should be with the rest of the higher 8A schools in this area. Matt, again, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Go get them, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. Good luck, Matt.
All right. Matt Harding joins us from Minooka. Joe, just some quick thoughts on that game. Again, we've talked about Bolingbrook. They're going to be stacked this year, but I wouldn't back down from Minooka just yet.
No. And again, and Matt said it perfectly. It's not so much being nervous, it's the unknown. And
yeah, that's what I meant with nerve-wracking. You don't know what he's going to throw at you.
And again, you know, as Minooka knows that Bolingbrook's going to come at him with a lot of speed.
Yep.
And if the offensive lineman for Minooka, as I always say, the longer you can stay in the game, the better it is for you. And if that offensive line can do a job against a pretty quick Bolingbrook defense, you never know how it's going to come out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go back out to the phone lines. Anthony Imbordino, head coach of the Plainfield North Tigers, will join us. You are listening to the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's restorative herbal sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's restorative herbal sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put 'em 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Are you struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with Michelle Kerfin handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else and more money too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen and get to a better state with State Farm. Find Michelle online at insurewithmichelle.com.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
The defending 8A state champion Lockport Porters will open up their season at home against Joliet West Friday night at 6:30. Hear the game live right here on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com. Do the Porters have enough to defend their title? We'll find out this Friday night.
Official rules for 1340 WJOL. No purchases necessary. All contestants must be 18 years of age or older to participate unless specified in contest rules. An individual may win an ongoing contest every 30 days per household from WJOL in Crest Hill. All state, local, and federal and other taxes or other fees for prizes awarded are the sole responsibility of the winner. Prizes valued over $500 will be issued an IRS Form 1099 to report their winnings. All prizes are awarded as is. All entrants and winners agree that the station, Alpha Media LLC, and their affiliates shall have no liability and should be held blameless for any injury, misfortune, or damage to either persons or property insured by entering, participating in, winning, or losing any contest by use or non-use of any prize received. All entrants and winners agree the station may broadcast or publish their name, city of residence, photo, videotape, film, or any other likeness, including their voice, recorded or live, for any reason the station deems necessary without compensation. The radio station reserves the right to change the rules for any contest at any time without notice and limit the amount of times an individual may enter a contest or drawing. The radio station will not be held responsible for busy lines, bad connections, disconnections, computer malfunctions, lost, late, or misdirected email, faxes, or any other circumstances. Get a full list of contest rules at WJOL.com.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is hour one of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Yes, we're back. Those football people are back. Who are those people? Who are those people, those numbskulls walking the hallways here at 1340? Yeah, it's us. We've only been here as a show for 20 years. I've only been working at the station on and off for 30 years. So, yeah, glad to be back. Right, Joe?
Yes.
That handsome fella is Coach Joe. Go watch the stream and tell me he's not handsome. Okay.
I don't want to see
Evan Bredesen spinning the dials. Glad to have everybody back on board. We are going to go out to the phone lines. Gentleman's going to join us. I think he continues to do a really good job out at Plainfield North, Joe. Anthony and Mordino. Yes. We're going to talk a little Plainfield North Tiger football. Coach, appreciate you joining us and welcome aboard.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
Well, it's finally here. We're, depending when you kick off, probably about 24 hours away from kickoff. Taking on a Plainfield East team that obviously presents some issues, presents some challenges for you. But I got to feel that it's a game you don't have to worry about your kids not being up for.
No, not at all. They've been pretty. It's a good week one game. Keeps the excitement throughout the week and summer, and being a mile away doesn't hurt either. So I know our kids are pretty happy and excited to get on the field finally Friday night.
Is there a happy medium when it comes to playing conference versus being able to get out of the conference? Because, if anyone's ever heard this show, we talk all the time about lock conferences. And Anthony, I'm the first one. I'm not thrilled about a lock conference. I've just always been that way. I like seeing teams get out and play beyond their area. But I also understand the value in Plainfield, where you've got a handful of other schools in the same district. And those are natural rivals. So is it kind of you maybe you have to deal with this, but the positive being, hey, you are going to get to play your sister schools as well.
Yeah, it's a unique situation at North because the sister schools are all on the other side of our conference. Right. So, we'll play South this year as a crossover week 4. And then we just, with the East and just being so close in that rivalry, we thought it was a good non-conference, conference kind of game. And then we went out and got a formative opponent for week 2 as well. So next year, East is going to be in our rotation, and then we'll go and grab 2 true non-conference teams next year.
Yeah. Naperville Central's a great game. There's no doubt. That's
absolutely. Yeah.
Too. No doubt. Well, good. As far as returning starters back, dude, you've got some big boys up front, don't you?
Some big dudes.
Yeah, our overall team is pretty big. Last year we had a real talented team, but everyone was 5'10", 5'11". They're just good at football.
Yep.
This year, we have a lot of size. Across the board, I want to say everyone's 6'1" to 6'5". So that's exciting. We're excited for them, and 5 starters back on offense, 5 on defense, and we're excited to get out there tomorrow and see what they can do.
Anthony, talk about I think he's a 3-year starter, your quarterback, Demir Ashiru.
Yeah, Ashiru. Yeah, Demir, this is going to be his first year starting.
Okay.
He played in a backup role. He's kind of a unique situation because of COVID. Because as a sophomore, his season got cut short. And he is kind of sat behind a really good senior, all-conference senior last year, and learned from him. And right about week 7, we were pretty comfortable with him last year of going in if we needed to. And he really just took the reign right after our loss against Maine South last year and kind of led them. And in the offseason, he was the basketball team captain, 3-year starter for basketball. He was all-conference in the hurdles, and he's pretty incredible to watch. I think he's going to have a monster year, and I think everyone's going to be talking about him come the end of the season.
We got to talk about Feed the Cats program, obviously, in your program, going back to Tony Holler. Now it's like the world-renowned track coach, Tony Holler. I mean, this guy's like in Saudi Arabia giving lessons, and it's unbelievable what Tony's been able. I think Tony's busier now that he retired than he ever was when he was still at Plainfield North in the building. But it's amazing the emphasis that Plainfield North has put on for a long time now with Tony in that building on speed, and your program has embraced it and accepted it as well. I guess my question, Anthony, is why haven't more people bought into that?
We're not really a Feed the Cats program. Tony kind of does his thing, and he does a really good job. We kind of just do what we think is good from day to day. Tony has some really good points, and we like reading his stuff and watching his stuff because we have coached with him in the past. So you're right. He's doing a great job of, what he's doing and getting out there. And you're right. He's a very busy, sought after man. So he's a good resource for us.
But the emphasis of speed has always been in that program and continues with you.
Yeah, we do. A lot of our guys do track in the off season. A lot of our skill guys, a lot of them wrestle. We have a good wrestling connection. We just have a lot of multiple sport athletes. We have rarely guys going just football players. So I think that's huge and beneficial for them.
I asked Matt Harding this a little while ago. I'll ask you as well. Is this the most difficult week of the year as a coach? Just going into that first game, not knowing, first of all, getting your kids out there and seeing what they really have, and then obviously trying to figure out your opponent as well.
I think the last 2.5 weeks are the most difficult because, you're kind of prepping for a team you don't know much about, and you've been, we have 25 practices in the summer, and then you come to fall for 2.5 weeks, and you're just thinking of every single situation you could think of, and that's what kind of, our staff goes a little crazy about because we just have so much time before that first game. So I think we're, sometimes over prepared, and we start talking about crazy scenarios that'll probably never happen. And but I think it's the most suspenseful weekend because you want to get to Friday night, because we just been grinding like everybody else since June. So we're excited.
Anthony, on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, we do games at Plainfield North or when we have you away or whatever, your defense seems to be always solid. I know this year You maybe have to rebuild the defensive line, but you got two very good linebackers coming back.
Yeah, we put a ton of emphasis on our defense. Always, they kind of get first pick. We do a lot of converting. If it's their best athlete coming up through the lower levels, we usually, even if they're on offense, we put them on defense and find a spot for them. Yeah, the D-line, we graduated all 4 of them. We have 4 seniors starting this year, and with, in the rotation as well. So we're looking forward to seeing what they can do. Our 2 inside backers are great. I mean, they are really good. Since I've been around football, they're probably the 2 best tandems I've ever coached. So Logan Rooney and Gerald Floyd, they're both 6'2", 205, 225. They're going to play some tight end fullback for us. They're a load, and then our whole secondary comes back. Nigel Green is our kind of lockdown corner. Jason O'Boy plays our strong safety, and Nick Cardillo is another safety for us. So, we kind of try to reload. Our coaches coached them up. They feel really confident in the group we have this year on defense.
Anthony, I take a look at your conference this year, and it's going to be ridiculous. I mean, you truly have a group of teams that all, I think, can really make a claim to trying to win that conference this year. I mean, your team, obviously, Oswego, everybody knows about. Oswego East, believe it or not, they have size up front, which it's been a while since I've seen Oswego East with good size up front. And they always have skill kids, and they have them again this year. You've got Minooka, and Yorkville is absolutely gigantic up front as well. I think, Anthony, this is going to be a great year in the West. I really do.
Yeah, it's going to be. You hit the ball in the head on all those. They're all really good. I think. Most coaches know OE and Yorkville had a really good. Their senior classes are very good, and then OE, you had the quarterback that transferred in. Yorkville's just loaded on defense.
In West Aurora, and even West Aurora, Nate Eimers brings back like 17 returning starters. So, I mean, again, there's not an easy game this year.
And I think most of those guys were sophomores.
Yeah.
A lot of them are 3-year starters over at West Aurora, and they're, they've gotten substantially better every year. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Staying healthy is going to be the name of the game, I think, for most of us. And we're looking forward to just competing and seeing those teams week to week and just kind of going through the gauntlet and coming out and hopefully representing our conference pretty well in the playoffs, all of us, which I think we all did last year.
You did. I was just going to mention, you know what? You guys were kind of sneaky good last year when you look at how things worked out. I know you had a very close game, against Plainfield's Main South. Really, really tight game. Obviously, Minooka beat York in round 1, which was a nice upset. And again, it's going to be another one of those years where I think when things shake out and whoever's able to get those playoff bids, I think you have a really good showing. So again, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for the conference. Hey, appreciate you taking time. As always, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Again, you guys will head over and take on Plainfield East, and should be a great game. Anthony, best of luck.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good luck, Anthony.
All right, Anthony Imbordino joining us from Plainfield North. And again, Joe, the Tigers hit the road, and we'll take on Plainfield East at Plainfield East.
We'll have Bill Bickert on Bicker a little bit later.
Yep.
This, just by the talk of the coaches and with us here, this could be maybe the most balanced this conference has ever been.
It's going to be good. I'm telling you. It's going to be really good. I wrote about, I did a story today, top 5 conferences to follow. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I think it's going to be a really, really solid conference. All right, Joe, we had some questions earlier, and some of them are out of area teams, so I guess I'll take them, and Joe, you can chime in whatever you'd like. Kankakee versus Naz, who wins? I think we all win, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be a great
because it's 2 really good teams. Yes. It's at Naz. I definitely think Naz is a different team at home. But boy, Kankakee's loaded. You've got a lot of talent. I got to go with the K's. I mean, I picked the K's to win 5A this year. They're my number 1 ranked team. I'll go with Kankakee, but I'm expecting a very, very good game. Ryan asked us on the YouTube feed, how would you attack the Lincoln Way East defense this year? Very carefully,
with
Ryan.
15 guys.
Very carefully. Yeah, if I could sneak 15 guys on the field, I would do it.
The power play.
Joe, how good is this team going to be? I mean, everyone know I already ranked them number 1 in Chicagoland, so I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and Coach talking to Coach Z last week, but with the players coming back, and again, that team very young. Not again, we talked about the size and how they've developed over the course of a spring and summer. They gave Loyola everything they could handle.
Yeah.
I mean, but they've got a lot of firepower coming back, and their every year their defense is very good and very strong.
Yeah.
So,
and got better as the year went on, obviously.
Yes.
And
they've got some absolute playmakers on defense.
Yeah. And I think offensively they're going to do what they always do. Coach Palisard's going to have them clicking, and it's going to be a nice mix of run pass, a lot of play action pass, and they're just going to execute, Joe. That's what they do so well. They just execute.
Yes.
Very. It sounds simple, but they definitely get after it. Nick out there, hey, how does JCA look this year? Edgy Tim. Ooh, directing it to me. I think JCA has the potential to be very good again this year. I have them ranked, I think, 2 and 4. The only team I have above them right now is Sacred Heart, because Sacred Heart brings back 17, 18 starters, and it's the Ken Leonard Victory Tour. So we'll see how that shakes out, but a lot can happen. There's a couple of challenges in the schedule this year, obviously. Brother Rice, even though Rice is reloading a little bit, is always going to be a tough game. In general, I think JCA can wind up, Joe, I don't know, 7-2,
right?
8-1 maybe if things go well.
The schedule will prepare them for the running for.
Well, let's face it. I think the regular season schedule in some cases might be tougher than the playoff road.
Yes.
I had this argument with a JCA fan. I won't name them over the phone. I thought the toughest opponent they had was Richmond Burton, and you were there.
I definitely think so.
Outside of that, how challenged were they in 4A?
None.
Not much.
Not much
Not
at all.
much. So,
No.
yes, Nick, I think JCA will be very, very good. So we're coming up against the top of the hour. We're going to have to take a break for 7 o'clock in ABC News. But when we come back, don't go anywhere. Bill Bicker from Plainfield South. We will open up phone lines in the 7 o'clock hour, take more questions, and Dave Dwyer will join us at 7:40 as well. So you have been listening to Hour 1 of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
News, talk, and sports. We're 1340.
Whether you're going back to school as a student or a teacher, you're returning to the office, or just need to freshen up your wardrobe, a great fitting bra is the foundation of any outfit. I'm Dawn Coletta, the owner of Elegance Underneath in Naperville. For over 14 years, the team at Elegance Underneath have been helping our amazing customers find their true fit. Elegance Underneath offers the best fitting bras in all shapes, styles, colors, and sizes, but specialize in double D cup and above in the highest quality brands and latest styles. We also offer a selection of shapewear panties and more. You're sure to find a style you love. Visit Elegance Underneath for your true fit fitting. No appointment needed. We have great seasonal colors and classic styles for you to choose from. At Elegance Underneath, you'll find a great fitting bra that completes any back to school look. And new customers always enjoy a discount on all full price merchandise. Like Elegance Underneath on Facebook, and come see us at Route 59 and 95th Street in Naperville.
Official rules for 1340 WJOL. No purchase is necessary. All contestants must be 18 years of age or older to participate unless specified in contest rules. An individual may win an ongoing contest every 30 days per household from WJOL in Crest Hill. All state, local, and federal and other taxes or other fees for prizes awarded are the sole responsibility of the winner. Prizes valued over $500 will be issued an IRS Form 1099 to report their winnings. All prizes are awarded as is. All entrants and winners agree that the station, Alpha Media LLC, and their affiliates shall have no liability and should be held blameless for any injury, misfortune, or damage to either persons or property insured by entering, participating in, winning, or losing any contest by use or non-use of any prize received. All entrants and winners agree the station may broadcast or publish their name, city of residence, photo, videotape, film, or any other likeness, including their voice, recorded or live, for any reason the station deems necessary, without compensation. The radio station reserves the right to change the rules for any contest at any time without notice, and limit the amount of times an individual may enter a contest or drawing. The radio station will not be held responsible for busy lines, bad connections, disconnections, computer malfunctions, lost, late, or misdirected email, faxes, or any other circumstances. Get a full list of contest rules at WJOL.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports, WJOL, Joliet.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. A federal judge has ordered the affidavit which led to the search of former President Trump's Florida home be made public by noon tomorrow.
The move comes in response to a lawsuit from several media organizations, including ABC News, to release the secret document, citing the public's right to know why the search was authorized. The Justice Department had resisted, saying they are, quote, very concerned about the safety of the witnesses, and warning the release of the affidavit would provide a roadmap to a criminal investigation that is still in its early stages. But the judge said he was inclined to release the material and gave DOJ the right to redact portions of the affidavit that could jeopardize the investigation.
ABC's Jonathan Karl. President Biden is back on the campaign trail. He's speaking now at a rally for Maryland Democrats. All new cars, trucks, and SUVs sold in California must run on electricity or hydrogen by 2035.
With the phasing out of new sales of internal combustion engine vehicles, this could well be the final set of major criteria pollutant emission standards for new light-duty conventional vehicles.
Leon Randolph with the state's Air Resources Board, which voted unanimously today in favor of the policy. Ukrainian President Zelensky has warned that Russia's takeover of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has put his nation and all of Europe one step away from a radiation disaster. ABC's Britt Klenich in Kyiv.
The UN nuclear watchdog is in talks to gain access to the plant, but for now, it's in Russia's hands. And Ukraine says Russia has plans to divert the power to Russian-controlled territory. Also, the mayor of where the plant's located, he's telling us radiation levels are normal, but that the situation is constantly changing.
Today, the plant was temporarily knocked offline due to fire damage to a transmission line. You're listening to ABC News.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Russia plans to increase its military personnel in the next year.
137,000 more men and women will be in Russian uniforms come next year. The increase at the behest of President Putin, who's issued a decree establishing the larger force size. The total will then stand at around 2,040,000.
ABC's Tom Rivers at the Foreign Desk. There's a beef over the way a supermarket chain has marketed a certain kind of meat.
The proposed class action lawsuit here in Southern California claims independent lab testing found Whole Foods beef does have antibiotics and other pharmaceutical residue in it, even though since the 1980s, Whole Foods has marketed its meat as no antibiotics ever. The suit brought by 3 consumers and an animal welfare group. The plaintiffs claim that Whole Foods charges substantial price premiums for antibiotic-free meat. The lawsuit is calling for Whole Foods to change its marketing and to refund customers who allegedly overpaid for beef they thought was antibiotic-free. Alex Stone, ABC News.
I-10 in Southern California has been damaged by flash flooding near the Arizona state line. More flooding is possible. Italy's worst drought in 70 years has exposed the piers of an ancient bridge over the Tiber River that was once used by Roman emperors. The bridge was built in the 1st century for Emperor Nero to reach his gardens, but historians say it fell into disrepair by the 3rd century and traffic was diverted to the nearby Sant'Angelo Bridge. This is ABC News.
Dealing with an outdated printer that just can't keep up with you? Visit Staples and upgrade to a new HP Envy Inspire with HP Plus, HP's best home printer. And it comes with 6 months of free ink. It prints everything you need, from homework and work documents to incredible photos and more with amazing quality. Right now, save $70 on the HP Envy Inspire 7955E, available at Staples. Offer valid through August 27th. See staples.com/HP Plus for details.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Who wants a career that's in demand with good pay, benefits, and is right in this area? You do. All you need is 1 month of training to get licensed in CDL truck driving. And Advantage Driver Training is here to make it happen for you. You've heard all the advantages of getting your CDL truck driver's license from Advantage Driver Training, like choosing from day or evening classes, taught by experienced truck drivers with individual attention in small class sizes in a Secretary of State approved CDL school. This is a whole new career in just 4 weeks with one low price and no hidden costs. Take advantage of Advantage Driver Training's huge new facility for your future. Don't wait any longer. Advantage Driver Training has always been your best option for CDL truck driving school. So what are you waiting for? Get on the road to your new career. Call 815-725-5581 or go online to advantage-drivertraining.com. Advantage Driver Training, going the extra mile for you.
In our ever-changing world, one thing that hasn't changed is the fabulous caramel apples at Dan's Homemade Candies. And we always deserve that mouth-watering, sweet, delicious, hand-dipped fresh caramel apple from Dan's Homemade Candies. All of Dan's many varieties of caramel apples start with a crisp, juicy, farm-fresh apple. That apple is dipped in Dan's smooth, creamy, homemade caramel, made fresh daily right here in the store. Enjoy it as the original, or try that apple dipped in Dan's chocolate, or with nuts, or both. Try it with white chocolate, dark chocolate, in a starter size, or up to the biggest, fattest caramel dripping apple you've ever seen. These famous caramel apples are only from Dan's Homemade Candies, and they're only here for a limited time. There is still good in the world, and Dan's Homemade Candies has it. Get your caramel apples today in 3 locations: 1003 Plainfield Road in Joliet, 11400 West Lincoln Highway in Mokina, and starting after Labor Day at 229 East Cass Street. Online at danshomemadecandies.com.
Ad paid for by USA Veteran Law Group. Attention Marines, if you or a loved one lived or worked at Camp Lejeune for more than 30 days between 1953 and 1988, you were exposed to drinking water contaminated with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals, causing those exposed to develop devastating health conditions. You may qualify for significant compensation if you have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, bladder, kidney, or liver cancer, or other serious health conditions. Get justice at 866-463-0001 or visit usaveteranlawgroup.com.
Hey guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now is the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-915-8288 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. 800-915-8288.
Need to update your furniture? Menards is your one-stop shop with all of the latest furniture styles at the lowest prices. Plus, a great selection in stock, ready to take home today. So go ahead, relax in a recliner, get cozy in a love seat, or simply unwind with a comfy sofa. Stop into Menards and save 11% on your new furniture set. In-store only while supplies last. Savings are a mail-in rebate. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
It's been 9 long months, but high school football is back. This is State Farm agent Kevin Malloy, the proud sponsor of the Pigskin Preview Show, wishing all of our local teams the best of luck in 2022. Only time will tell how many champions we'll crown this year. Speaking of championship teams, if you're looking for a new insurance agency, why not consider the Malloy State Farm team, voted the best of Will County 4 years in a row. Give us a call at 815-463-5800 to hear what a championship team sounds like.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. Yeah, unfortunately, it's true. We're back. It's hour number 2 of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with the Coach Joe Rodagero. And we are here for the next hour, and we are going to talk IHSA football, certainly locally as well as statewide. So stick around. I'd like to welcome everyone watching us right now on the YouTube live stream. You can find that every week. Just go to my website, edgytim.com, right on the front page. I got a story. It's a freebie. You just click it. And voila, you pull up the player, and there we are live on your front page. So, hey, go check it out. You can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. You get reminders every week when we're streaming. So I'd love to hear from you. You can also comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, Joe. We'll take your comments over the YouTube stream. So we would love to hear from you. Also want to thank our sponsors, Joe, State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
Yes, they are, Joe. And again, we could not thank them enough for their continued sponsorship and support of Pigskin and of IHSA football here on 1340 WJOL. Of course, our game of the week. Everything starts Friday night, 6:05. Evan Bredesen, the award-winning show. And Evan, if you need it, I'll give you an award this year. The award-winning pregame show, Friday Night Lights at 6:05. And then the game of the week, Joliet West at Lockport. 6:30 kickoff with Dave Dwyer and the coach, Joe Rodagero.
We're looking forward to the start of the season.
Joe, time to go back out to the phone lines. We are going to be joined by the head coach of your Plainfield South Cougars, Mr. Bill Bicker. Bill, welcome aboard.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Well, we are about, depending upon when you kick off, we're about 24 hours away from kickoff. So I know we're doing well. I know your kids and your staff are excited to get going. Yep. And my friend, it's finally here.
This is Christmas Eve for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yes. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. When it's not, then I'll be worried.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
So fill us in. How have things gone? Are you in one piece? Are you healthy? Are you ready to hit the season running here?
Yeah, we are. We're healthy. We're in good shape. Kids are excited. Really good group. A lot of kids coming back. We got a lot of kids that got time last year. So really good, group of kids that, they know how to handle things a little bit better. They're experienced. A lot of leadership from within, which is great as a coach because when your kids lead, you're just in a better position than when coaches are leading.
Bill, let's get into the team a little bit. You got three. We'll talk about Mr. Stanton a little bit during the conversation, but I want to talk about the guys up front and how important they are to Brian as a running back. And you got three pretty good guys coming back. Fill us in about the offensive line.
Sure. Yeah. So Jaden LeBoy, one of our tackles, is coming back, and he's really over my 7 years at Plainfield South, he's one of our highest rated offensive linemen we have had. He's coming back, technically sound, big body, and just ranks out high every week. Sergio Hernandez played last year as a sophomore, and just great kid, year-round work ethic, loves to play football. We got that experience coming back. Uriel Palomares is at center for us, his second year at center for us. So, Uriel and Sergio last year, young, first time playing, a little overmatched, but they had great off seasons, got bigger and stronger. And just, you have that experience playing for a year. You see things faster. You make calls faster. You know what the expectations would be. So the two of them plus Jaden, we're really excited about. And then, Tony Razzo is a kid who's popped up for us and just had an awesome summer and is going to step up and play. And then Zach Huffman, another kid who really footwork wise is fantastic, and we were really surprised by how far he's come quickly. So we feel pretty good.
I think people also are going to need to keep an eye on this year as your quarterback, Connor Folliard, who I had a chance to see you this summer in 7-on-7, and believe me, I know it's still football in underwear, but was impressed with obviously his arm strength and his reads, and you just seemed like the offense was really, really fluid with him running the show.
Yeah, he's California cool, man. Like he looks the part of that, and he played as a sophomore last year too, and he even came to me and he did, this was in summer, and he goes, it's going to be different next year, this season. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he goes, I was young. He goes, there were times when it was a little overwhelming. And, but it's not like that now. He goes, I'm bigger, I'm stronger. The game is slowing down. And just saying this to me on his own, and you've seen it. And he's had an incredible week of practice. And when we met today at the end of practice, he was the one leading. And he's not always the most vocal of kids, but the kids follow him, and he's going to be pretty good. And it's great that we got him for 2 more years.
Well, one guy, unfortunately, you're not going to have for 2 more years is your running back, Brian Stanton. And I mean, obviously, you're a huge fan of his. I'm a huge fan of his. And Talk about what he brings day in and day out, and what you project him and see his level.
To me, he's the most underrated running back in the state of Illinois. And I know that's a big statement.
Yeah, it's a good. You can make a case though. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it up against anyone who, he's running 22-second 200s. He had a 10.8 400. He's not a sprinter. He's a football player. He makes protection checks at the line of scrimmage. He's involved in the passing game. We're playing a little bit on defense this year. He is the kind of kid, literally this week after practice we get done, he's setting up his track hurdles because he's like, I didn't get enough work in. I was talking with his dad tonight, and his dad's even like, I wish he would just even be a little bit more of a kid. But he's that driven. He's that focused. He's that. And on top of it all, he's humble. You'll never hear him talk about himself. And that's probably part of the problem. If he was one of these self-promoting type, people who was out there doing all that, maybe he'd have a little more attention. But the kid is the real deal, and some school's going to get a steal. I know there's North Dakota's shown interest, and some FCS schools, and a couple of MAC schools in the area. But I mean, he's legit.
And and that's rare today with all the social media stuff and all that. Kids look at that stuff, parents look at that stuff, and it's really to me it's absolutely rare that a kid doesn't do all that stuff and just tries to take care of himself and his business and his teammates.
Yeah, and he does, and he's the ultimate teammate. His family's incredible. Like I told him one day, it's a privilege to coach you. And I said, I'm serious. Like, as a coach, it's rare that you get kids like that. And we're pretty lucky with this group. We got a couple kids like that. Nick Spiller is a returning all-conference linebacker. And same thing. I said the same thing to him. I go, every day, all you do is come and you work. And there's no drama. There's no, anything else other than you just coming and getting your work in. So, I mean, Brian's the very best I've had at that. And then it just helps that he's also the most talented kid I've ever had.
Talk about another kid that I think, at least from a recruiting standpoint, he's going to get a little bit more traction is Zach Gray.
Yep. I mean, it's incredible what Zach's been doing since basically the end of last season through now. And he was a motivated kid even when I remember him as a freshman. He really one of those kids who just loves football. But he's basically, he's one of those kids who's figured out all the things he needs to do with it between summer camps and one-day camps and the weight room. And just, he's 6'4". He's, plays defensive end. Is just fundamentally sound. I think I have one of the best defensive line coaches around in Corey Carver, and he just soaks everything up from Corey. So, every move, every technique, his hand placement, his foot, his feet after snap, his drive, his ethic, and he loves playing football. I mean, I think that's another kid that some college, Edge, all these guys who say, recruiters think, do you love football? Zach Gray is somebody who loves and adores football.
There's no doubt. When I first met him, you could tell that right away. There was no doubt. He's highly motivated to continue his football career beyond Plainfield South. So you load up the Yellow Rockets. You head over to West Aurora tomorrow night to take on the Blackhawks. And one thing I know about Nate Eimers, he's got a lot of experience coming back from last year, and a lot of those kids have been on the varsity. It seems like forever.
Yeah. I think it's a very similar situation. For both of our programs, I think we kind of viewed where we're at and kind of the places we were at the last few years in the same spot. Nate and I talk, we'll talk a few times a year. So yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a great matchup. I think we kind of match up the same way in a lot of different places. And so should be a great game.
How's work going?
Work it's crazy now because there's a new title involved, but it's great. I love Plainfield South. It's the best place I've ever worked and the best people I've ever worked with. And I love it. I love the building, and I'm just happy to be able to serve them in a new role.
All right. You can humble brag. Tell us what your new job is.
Assistant principal of tenant discipline and building operations.
So you're an architect.
Yeah, I was going to say that just means the last 3 days I've been trailing around leaky pipes.
There you go.
Bill, I have one more question. Maybe Edgy does too.
Yeah, go ahead.
We talk about, West Aurora. I mean, your first 4 games, West Aurora to DeKalb, Yorkville, Plainfield North. And it seems like if you guys can weather that storm in there, the rest is, I'm not going to say it gets any easier because I want you to talk about maybe the balance of the conference. It seems like the conference this year, more than any other year, seems to be more balanced than any other time.
Yeah, and I think that's a product of the conference getting a little bit older with this split.
Yeah.
Like everybody, you kind of get settled in, so you start to know, you know your schedule, you know your opponents, you know your game planning becomes I don't want to say easier, but you're more familiar with people. And when that starts to happen, then I think you start to get a little bit of that like competition up and down across. I think when new teams are first coming in and conferences are first being formed, and you're picking up non-cons that you haven't had in years, it's a little disjointed. But I think everybody's kind of settled down, and I think that leads to just some great matchups and some continued matchups. It's a great conference. I really love it. I think it's a great setup that we have going, and I think we get some great rivalries. It's really, to me, it's one of the last conferences around, I think, other than maybe if you're getting in like the North Suburban stuff, where the matchups are close. Plainfield North's playing Plainfield East. Like you could walk between those two schools, and anywhere you're going in the conference, you're never really going that far.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. All right, Bill. Well, hey, again, congratulations on the new job, and congratulations on the season. Yes. And I'm sure the next time we try to get you on the show, I will enjoy talking to your people to try to line you up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know it for sure. You guys are the best. I thank you guys for what you do for high school football.
All right, Bill.
Good luck, Bill.
All right, thank you.
All right, Bill Bicker joining us from Plainfield South, Joe. And there you go. A little humble brag for Bill Bicker. Moving on up.
Yes, good for him. Great guy. I'll never forget when we went out there to
Heroes West.
Yeah, Heroes
He
West.
brought dessert.
Yeah. There we go.
He brought a Snicker bar.
That's
so,
right,
hey, gotta love that.
No. That was the guy from Plainfield Central.
Oh, that's right. Rob Keene brought those. Yeah. So, Bill, you owe us dessert.
The Snickers bar.
So, all right, we'll step aside. When we come back, open phone lines just for you, the listener. You are listening to the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
But if and when you do pay those taxes, call Greg Severson at Cordano, Severson and Associates. Greg has worked with many businesses in getting out of tricky tax situations. He has worked with the IRS for many years and with many different clients. He knows the players and how to navigate the system so that your business will get the best solution for your situation. So whether you're struggling to meet the next tax deadline or dealing with overdue or late tax payments, it's time to call Greg Severson. Greg will help your business now, but also help you set up a year-round tax plan, saving you this hassle year after year. He'll give you a free half-hour consultation to get started and give your business the attention it deserves. Call the firm that has provided quality tax advice for almost 50 years right here in the Will County area. Cordano, Severson and Associates, a firm you can trust and your business can afford. Co-founder and proud member of the Will Buy Local Alliance.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
How did hiring the right person become so difficult? Well, it doesn't have to be. Alpha Digital already has targeted databases built of very qualified candidates that are just looking for the right opportunity. That allows you to target exactly who you're trying to reach with a budget that is customized just for you. Learn about all the possibilities by going to alphamediadigital.com today. Find your next star employee with alphamediadigital.com.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
The defending 8A state champion Lockport Porters will open up their season at home against Joliet West Friday night at 6:30. Hear the game live right here on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com. Do the Porters have enough to defend their title? We'll find out this Friday night.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports, brought to you by our sponsors, State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
WJOL game, 6:05 Friday Night Lights, followed by a 6:30 kickoff out at Lockport. And will they raise a banner, Joe?
That's a good question.
No, well, maybe we can find out. We've got open phone lines. We're going to go to them, but Lockport will host Joliet West at 6:30 tomorrow evening. That is the WJOL game of the week. Let's go to the phone lines. Billy joining us on open phones. By the way, 815-254-7300. Always the number. I'd love to hear from you. Billy, good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Hey, I think you guys are onto something with this referee stuff, and it's got to be resolved.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I look at the situation. Joe, you've been in education your whole life. Most of the coaches have been. You guys dedicate yourselves to this. Maybe a little controversial, but I see the Nick Saban contract, and I shake my head and think, my God, down in Alabama, education, and where they are as a state. And let's go higher in the pyramid to the NFL and the money that's been made. And my God, high school football across America feeds their system.
Hey, Billy.
And there is,
you want me to really set you off?
Go ahead.
You know what the IHSA they just had a board meeting a couple days ago. You know what was on the agenda? Name, image, and likeness at the high school level. There you go. You're welcome.
This is getting ridiculous.
See?
No, I mean,
I know. I agree.
This is their feeder system. There is so much money as you move up the pyramid in football that this is a problem in their feeder system, and they're not looking
right
at their source and saying, how do we help fix this? Their punt, pass, and kick, and all the emotional stuff that the NFL does, and isn't that cute? Come on, this is fundamental. It's I don't know. I just shake my head.
But see, Billy, then you start getting into money, and whenever you start getting into money, that's where it literally the freight train hits the brakes and it goes nowhere.
Unfortunately, Edgy, that's where we are, and
that's our society. Right. Yeah, welcome to our lives.
We'll give you this much money, but what do we get out of it? Right. It's instead of just
a bunch of the Illinois referees, so whatever you said earlier, and they meet and they in the back room of the restaurant and they post about it and whatever. That's not going to change. Where's the IHSA putting pressure on? Just go to the Bears, go to the U of I. I mean, get it. The Big Ten's headquartered right there at O'Hare Airport.
Write a check. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a great thought, Billy, for sure.
I'll sit down and listen for my answer, guys.
No, I tell you what, that is really a great thought on it, because you're right. It's something that it's got to get resolved, and it starts with money, as I mentioned. It's the number one issue, and you need money to attract new talent anyway. You're gonna have to make it enticing for these guys to do it, and these younger guys. Evan Bredesen, you're a younger guy. I know you're obviously running an empire here and putting together your award-winning pregame show, but I mean, would you ever consider refereeing at all?
Refereeing?
Yeah.
No. No.
And that's
I
Billy. That's the response in
And
this era.
I have multiple. I talked to you guys about it before the show. I know someone who was asked if they would referee. They are a three-sport high school athlete. They're eminently qualified. They understand all the sports well. And the person looked at this guy and was like, "Are you crazy? Why am I going to subject myself to that level of abuse? Why am I going to subject myself to that level of hate and just downright nastiness from people? It's not worth it."
Billy, are you still there?
I'm still here.
So the one thing I said earlier, and you tell me if you agree with this or not. This has been an issue that for the casual fan and the moms and dads out there that obviously are just kind of riding the train until their kids graduate. I don't think it's really going to get noticed until one of these Friday nights you go to a game and it gets canceled because the refs don't show up. Then it might get some more attention.
Yeah, and then at that point, you're at that point where it's almost beyond repair, right?
Right. The ship has sailed.
Right.
You're looking at this. It's right in front of us. And guys, I don't know what the refs make. Clearly, it's not enough. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the stipend for doing a game would be. Where it would attract people, but it just seems that the pyramid that feeds the money system. This is the grassroots. Without it, I don't know. What are they going to do?
You know what we're going to do, Billy? You know what we're going to do next week? Next week let's get Tom Hug on.
Yes.
We'll get Tom Hug, who's a longtime ref in this area. Again, real high level
referee
several state championships games. You know what, Billy? We'll bring Tom Hug on and we'll get some of these answers because they're really good questions. And I think this is something that we need to stay on a little bit and talk about a little bit more. Billy, thank you for the call. Great to hear from you. Great questions.
Yes.
All right. Billy drops off, leaves an open line, 815-254-7300. It's a big issue, Joe.
And again, and what I see, and we all see it, Billy probably sees it too, is that you've got older guys that have been doing it for 30 years, 35, and there's hardly any young kids anymore.
Right.
If there is a young kid, he'll go with an experienced group or, and to get his feet wet a little bit, but you don't see too many of those guys around there.
All right, Coach. All right, Coach Joe, you ready?
I'm ready.
Strap down. Evan,
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I don't think people are going to like what I think the fix is going to be. And I think they're going to do what every other high school association and group around the country has done. They're going to find a way to punt this. They're going to put the onus on the schools. They're going to say, all right, new requirement. If you are the home team for an event, you are responsible for making sure there is an officiating crew on site. Good luck, guys. Figure it out. Otherwise, it's on you.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yep, no doubt. All right. Well, if you want to talk about that, we still have open phone lines till about 7:40 or so. So 815-254-7300. That goes for you guys on YouTube as well. Pick up your phone. You know, it's that thing that you use to watch TV on. Give us a call. Rapid fire. You ready?
All right.
Strap in.
All right.
Joliet Catholic at Waterford, Wisconsin. Who wins?
Joliet Catholic.
Marengo at Wilmington, Joe.
Wilmington.
Joliet West at Lockport.
Lockport.
Lake Central, Indiana at Providence. Joe, this Providence team is a mystery wrapped in an enigma right now.
And Lake Central has a game under their belt, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Again, first-year coach, very excited to be at Providence. A person who knows inside out Providence football. I'm going to go with the Celtics here.
By the way, you had a wonderful interaction with Tyler Plants, I thought, at the kickoff show.
Oh, thank you.
You really did. By the way, the users out there, we had someone spam some like adult dating thing on the comments. I just blocked them. They're blocked. They're taken care of. I love that feature. So see, that'll draw people over to look at the comments and to jump onto our stream.
There we go. That's a first after 20 years right there. That's
Blocked it immediately. You know how many years I've been dealing with people on message boards? I don't even think twice
I
anymore.
bet you have. Yes, indeed.
All right, continuing. Elmwood Park over by there. Spring. Hey, Elmwood Park, you guys. Hey, bring down some beef and some sausage for Coach Joe and I.
Oh, yes.
Elmwood Park at Reed Custer, Joe.
I'm going to go with Reed Custer.
Reed Custer's
They're
going to
gonna
have
be
a
good.
very good year
Yes, they
this year,
are.
folks. I'm just
They
telling you.
are. Yes.
The Kohlers, Coal City at Morris.
I'm going to pick more. Talking to Alan Thornton last week, they're
Morris.
big and they're good.
Morris is going to have a very good year again this year. They are going to be very tough. The Tone, our guy Tully. I swear, Joe, our goal is to get Tully back on our show.
I don't know.
We promised him and his family ice cream. They haven't been on since.
You're talking about blocking stuff. Your phone
Blocked.
number is blocked on his phone.
Blocked.
I'm going to go with Piatone.
Yeah, I think so too. Very good first game for Lamont. They host the Nasty Cats, Libertyville.
You know, we talked to Brett last week, and just talking to some of the people from Lamont, they're going to be really good.
They are going to be very good. We'll get into our very goods in a minute here. Lincoln Way West at Plainfield Central, Joe.
I had the pleasure of, I think it was Tuesday. I told you Coach Logan at the show asked me to come out to talk to their players, and it was a humbling experience for me. But I think they're ready. Just talking to the coaches, talking to Ernie, they think they're going to have a very good year. So I'm going to go with Lincoln Way West on that one.
Nice game here. Plainfield North on the road. We talked to Anthony and Bordino taking on Plainfield East.
You flip a coin here. I'm going to go with Plainfield North.
Okay. Plainfield South at West Aurora.
This is another one of these games. I'm going to go with the big time running back that they have at Plainfield South.
I like the Cougars this year. I think it'll be a
playoff
playoff team this year. I think this is one they've got to go get. Our guy, Thomas Hart at Joliet Central on the road at Argo. And I know Thomas Hart, again, is thinking burritos.
That's right. That was a classic conversation.
Burritos.
And that is a very good
and you know what?
place.
And you know what? Joliet Central's going to get a win.
I was just going to say, I think.
And they're going to have burritos.
They're going to have burritos for everybody.
Well, I don't know about that, but they're going to have burritos and they're going to get their first win. By the way, I hope people know what we're talking about. I doubt it.
Some people probably know.
Argo, Evan, is incredibly. They have a strip along Argo that has some phenomenal Mexican restaurants.
Yes, indeed.
And if you're anywhere near Argo, you are right across the street from that strip of restaurants.
Just go to any.
I mean, that's where like one of the original El Famous burritos started. That is where. And Evan, there were many, many times at 2:00 in the morning, I was in Argo and Summit getting burritos that were just absolutely outstanding.
I mean, we're talking 2-pounders. And we're talking
like huge burritos.
Absolutely humongous.
You're talking like doorstop.
Yes. Oh no,
yes.
Stop a door.
Quality Mexican food down there.
Too. And you like the Steelman to get a win.
I like them to get a win.
Yep.
I do.
So, yep.
I do. And burritos. So people are wondering what we're talking about. And believe me, I know you can get a pretty good burrito around the east side near Joliet Central as well.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But my experience, I've had a lot of experience, Joe, as you well know, around the world.
You're experienced.
I have. I'm very experienced. Me and Jimi Hendrix, I am experienced. Romeoville at Yorkville. Joe, Yorkville is going to be a monster this year.
Yorkville's going to be really good.
You saw them in the playoffs last year.
They were very good.
And they were very young.
Yeah, they were. They were very good, too. Yes.
Minooka at Bolingbrook. I really like this Bolingbrook team. When John Ivelo is excited about his team, Joe, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Yes. Again, though, as we talked to John, he knows it. The offensive line is a key for them. But they've got scary speed, and Marion Stewart is just to me. I know he's one of the many receivers, but to me, I remember that
game changer,
without a doubt.
Game changer,
without a doubt.
Keep an eye on the two transfers that came in: Joshua Robinson at running back, who's a Division I running back, and Caleb Miller.
Correct.
Caleb Miller is a kid you are going to love, Joe, as a player. He's going to be your guy.
My guy.
You're going to be calling him. That's my guy right there, Caleb Miller. Yeah, big time talent. And I like this Minooka team. Again, this is a playoff caliber team that Matt Harding has. But, man, that's a tough first game.
Yep.
Tough first game. Lincoln Way East at Crete Monee. Joe, they tore down the old dome where Crete Monee is at. Yet left the crappy grade school, high school football field that they play on.
And I'm just gonna warn the fans from Lincoln Way East, whoever is listening here. I know where the school used to be. My son lives in Crown Point, so I was so I go the back roads and I go by Crete-Mooney High School the last 4 weeks, once a week. And to the east of the football field, they're digging that up for some reason. I don't know, but it is all dirt now.
Well, they tore down the dome that used to be there, and I think that grade school got torn down as well. But they left the football field.
The whole thing's gone. So you're going to have to park right by the school and walk across the field there to go play on
Poor
that.
John Konecki. Get the guy a decent home football field, will you? It's been such a good program,
and they've got land out there too.
And they've won games, and they've got a nice newer high school that you can see within the distance, and they're playing on that pig pit. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right, Joe, Lincoln Way Central at St. Charles East.
St. Charles East has been an opponent for Lamont a couple times in the last 4 or 5 years that I can remember here. Again, I know Jeremy's excited and stuff. I'm hoping that they win, but I'm going to go with St. Charles East here.
Yeah, I think East is going to be improved. New coach at East taking over. I know there's a lot of excitement in that program. I'm going to go with Central. I think Central will get the win, but on the road, that will not be easy. And then finally, Joe, University of St. Francis, Joe Curry and the Fighting Saints. They don't open until September 10th. They will host St. Francis from Indiana, or as we like to refer to them as the other or lesser St. Francis.
And again,
which has to be nationally ranked, by the way.
I was just going to say, the first 3 games that he has, they play these opponents that are ranked in the top 10.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, all right, that'll wrap it up for Rapid Fire. Hope you enjoyed that. And we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, don't go anywhere. The one, the only, the velvet-voiced Dave Dwyer joins us on Pigskin Preview. This is the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk Sports.
Whether you're looking for a full house or just a couple of options, you want the 3-of-a-kind you get at Rolando's Furniture and Appliances. Selection, savings, and service are the 3 cards we play at Rolando's, and that makes a winner for our customers every time. Come see a huge but not overwhelming selection of the most stylish, comfortable, and functional furniture in the Southland. Our stunning 14,000 square foot showroom doesn't make you wade through aisles and aisles of subpar wares. Our showroom is jam-packed with efficiently merchandised pieces that will make any home a well-furnished castle. Rolando's Furniture and Appliances belongs to the Nationwide Marketing Group, America's largest buying and marketing group with over 10,000 storefronts doing $14 billion in combined sales, which allows us to provide our shoppers with the best price. So come get dealt the best deal on a full house or just a pair of your favorite selections at Rolando's Furniture and Appliances, 140 South Broadway in Coal City, or online at rolandosfurniture.com, where the best hand is a 3-of-a-kind, selection, savings, service.
Imagine the opportunity to lease a 5,200 square foot warehouse space plus 1 acre of yard space in the heart of Joliet for just under $3,500 per month. Welcome to 804 Grant Avenue in Joliet. This shop or warehouse is conveniently located just 1 mile from the I-80 and Richard Street interchange. No trucking and or truck repair. For information, call 815-546-1679. That's 815-546-1679.
Now's the perfect time to get rid of that junk car. Joliet U-Pull-It wants it and will offer you free same-day pickup and the highest price in the area guaranteed. Plus, they're paying top dollar for all of your scrap metal. Come dig into Joliet U-Pull-It's expanded yard with over 1,300 foreign and domestic vehicles to choose from. And no entry fee. Get parts, get paid, or get both at Joliet U-Pull-It, located 3/4 of a mile west of Brick Street on Washington, next to the railroad tracks. Or go to JolietUPullIt.com. Joliet U-Pull-It, the way to save.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Take the fear out of home improvement and tune in to 1340 WJOL every Monday at noon for the Prepare to Repair show with RJ Graham Plumbing. Thorough discussions with licensed experts. Prepare to Repair will empower homeowners through education. Have questions? They have answers. With over 20 years of experience, Steve from RJ Graham Plumbing and his guests will cover the must-knows for your upcoming projects. Tune in every Monday at noon for a home, entertainment, and community radio program. The Prepare to Repair show with RJ Graham Plumbing.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodriguero. And Joe.
Yes, sir.
Got a nice comment. We got some not so nice comments, but we did get a nice comment from someone named Jen. Is it Marenick Bredesen?
Morentic. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know who she is. Maybe she's just a random football fan.
Maybe.
They wanted to wish us a happy football season, of course.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm joking. That's Evan's lovely wife, Jen. And thank you, Jen, very much. And Jen, happy football season to you as well. I know you stay busy during the football season. Part of the brain thrust here on Friday nights, making sure the mothership functions properly. So, Jen, right back at you, young lady.
Yes.
Have a great football season. All right, Joe, we are waiting. We're still trying to hear from Dave Dwyer to join us because we would love to talk about the area this year with the one, the only Dave Dwyer. 815-254-7300. Hoping to hear from Dave Dwyer. Joe, let's continue. Storylines. Talked about various storylines. We covered a couple of them tonight. We obviously talked about the ref issue.
Equipment issues,
which we covered Thursday night. Yep. Not sure if Evan and the fans are aware. Several issues with helmets. Riddell in particular has had problems churning out what do you call it? Refurbished helmets. Mm-hmm. They've taken forever. It's been logistic issues. It's been part delays. It's been just
Supply
like what
chain
everything
issues.
else, right? Supply chains, what everyone else is running into. Nike uniforms, Joe, have been a big issue. They are also running into the same where, well, when we were running our camps in the summer, or we were running our camps in the winter, we had a heck of a time with shirts.
Okay.
Just finding them, and they literally doubled in price in like a week.
Wow.
Because of the delays, and they were all probably sitting on a cargo container in the middle of the ocean.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
So a lot of issues out there, but Joe, he's back.
He's back. Okay.
The velvet voice, play-by-play man of
He's here.
1340 WJOL, Dave Dwyer. Dewey, welcome.
Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, we're good. We're good. A little rough. It's been a first show. We've had some peaks and valleys, but we're glad to be back on the air and glad to get after it. What are your initial thoughts on the area going in? We talked at the beginning of the show about the historic year that we had last year, and Dewey, as I've told you off the air, I feel really good again about the area.
Feel good again about the area. I don't want to set overall expectations as high as last year. I think we have some really good teams, and I think we have a year of identity for some. Some could surprise one way or another.
Okay. So let's go with Joe. Let's start with the big boy on the block.
Okay.
Lincoln Way East. They're going to be really good. And again, and I've had this talk with people as well. Look, the way Lincoln Way East runs their offense, they're generally not going to put 40, 50 points a game up. They just don't. That's not what they do. it's a really, really strong team coming back with a lot of experience. Now, obviously, it's high school football. Anything can happen. They could go to Crete and get beat tomorrow. Could happen. I just think that combination of a team that we saw coming along, and Dewey, you saw it as well, and it was like a bunch of baby deer out there last year, where it's like, wait till this team grows up, then you're really going to see something. Dewey, that's the vibe I get out of East.
I couldn't agree with you more. As you know, I spend my share of time in Frankfurt, and those kids have really put in the work, and Z's done what Z's done ever since he's been there. When he has a season where, things don't meet the Lincoln Way East standard, boy, do they work hard. And I can tell you, they prepared this summer.
I'm very interested to follow the development of the Providence Catholic Celtics this year with Tyler Plants taking over. We had a chance to sit and talk with Tyler, had some great discussions. I mentioned to Joe his interaction with Tyler I thought was outstanding.
It was.
He has been very close to the vest, and you are not seeing much talk at all. All you're hearing is that the team is working hard. I love that approach from Tyler, saying, look, we're gonna earn it. We don't want any smoke from anywhere. We're just gonna put the work in. But Dewey, I'll be honest, and Joe, I have no idea where this team's going this year. I have no idea what to expect out of Providence.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I heard your guys' interview with him last week, and Joe was outstanding, and as you and I talked about it. But, that's one of those teams when I say surprise one way or another.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
That could be, again, we talked about last year, Reed Custer was this really big surprise team and a few others. There's really no big surprises, I don't think, Dewey, other than maybe a Providence team that with the new coach we don't really know about, but there's no surprises.
I think, and Dewey, you can chime in on this. I think we, meaning people that cover this area, know what Bolingbrook can do potentially. But, I just think they have a chance. I think if things go well, they could have a chance to win 8A. I really do. It won't be easy. And you're going to have to run through your conference to get there.
Exactly, yep.
But I think, Joe, that possibility could be there for this team, for Bolingbrook.
Yep, could be.
I think a
Go ahead.
lot of teams edge. You look at the first 3 weeks. You're a coach, you look at week one.
Yep.
But I look at the first 3 weeks. Who's to be at least 2-1 and give their kids confidence, and maybe you could steamroll from there, and that could be John Ivelo and Bolingbrook.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And now with that being said, so for some strange reason, Lockport's the third team we're talking about in that conference. Which again, you look at returning starters and you look what's coming back, and it doesn't look pretty. But Joe, we've been over at Lockport. We've seen what's in that program. We've seen the talent that's there and the talent that's going to come up. I like how the early schedule falls for Lockport, because it gives them literally 2-3 weeks to get experience and to get things settled in and to get going. That week 4 game against Homewood Flossmoor, I think for Lockport guys is going to be a really key game from that point on out.
David, you and I have talked about it, and I think you would agree with this, and you can expound on this too, is that, Lockport did lose a lot of guys. But again, the guys that are playing now had 5 extra weeks of practice last fall. And I think that is very valuable. And George kind of talked about that a little bit too. And a lot of those guys got reps against the team that won the state championship.
No, I think that's a very good point. It's a lost point sometimes. But you're right, Joe. That extra 5 weeks means a lot of practice. And look at this Lockport team, Edge. I think defense going in is the strength. And George has his print on that program without a doubt. Yeah. And he's going to ride that defense and get that offense to come along.
Yeah, I agree. And again, it's going to be a similar situation to a Lincoln Way East, where that offense is going to grind it out, and they're going to run the ball, and they're not going to put up 40, 50 points a game. But if they can get 20, 23, 24, and hold everyone else down, well, they won a state title doing that.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yep.
So, Joliet Catholic, obviously. We'll be talking a lot of Joliet Catholic this year. Guys, my take from the non-Joliet Catholic side of it is different kids, different looks, same results, potentially.
I agree.
Well, the key for them, I think, is you have a lot of experience back on the lines, and that always helps them early. They can fill in the other pieces, and obviously coming off the state championship. But again, like Joe said, there's another team whose underclassmen had 5 weeks of experience, and we never know what we get with this out-of-state situation. You hope they can go up there, get a win tomorrow, and just start things building from there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. By the way, Nate Turner joining us on the chat. Nate, a legendary Mount Carmel player, plays at Nebraska as his young son. His sons have played in the public league, and just a legend. And always great to hear from Nate. Love when Nate checks in. And Nate mentioned we'll know a lot about Chicago Public League on Saturday, Joe. That's where I'm going to be down at Gately for 3 games. I believe it's Kenwood takes on Glenbard North, Simeon takes on Wheaton South, and Phillips takes on Batavia. So a huge test, which those, it's looking like it could be an up year in the public league, but Nate is right on it 100%. It's going to be 3 really interesting games, especially from the CPL side. So I just want to make sure we recognize Nate before we go off the air. Dewey, what other teams? Anything else sticking in the back of that craw that we need to talk about a little bit before we wrap it up?
Well, I want to know if we're going to have the infamous edgy long road trip this year.
Yeah. I don't have TV responsibility, so I hit the road quite a bit last year. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to hit the road again. I'm thinking Quad Cities, actually. I'll end up probably doing an East St.
Don't take Joe.
I'll end up, yeah, or Brandy. Yeah, I know. I will end up doing an East St. Louis trip, probably against Edwardsville, to be honest, and or the playoffs. And I'm going to do Quad Cities this year. I need to go out to the Quad Cities to go see a game. So that's the early line, Dewey.
Well, looking forward to it. Tomorrow night will be year 30 for me. Can't believe how much time flies, and looking forward to working with all you guys again.
Year 30.
Yeah.
30. So you started doing this when you were 11.
Yeah, I wish. I wish.
We all wish. Hey, Joe, our friend Rita's out there. Hello, Rita.
Hello, Rita. Yes.
Rita, welcome back, guys. I listened to your 3-hour program last week. It was very informative. Rita, you know what? You deserve like a major award if you listen for 3 hours. I don't even think I listened for 3 hours. Sure. Can't wait to see how all of the teams do, and I hope all our area gets more than 3 teams to state finals. Right on, Rita.
Yes, I agree.
Great to hear from you, lady. Hope to stay in touch with you all year.
Yes.
Dewey, we're going to let you go. We got to wrap up.
All right, fellas. Looking forward to it.
All right. For Dave Dwyer, for Joe Rodagero, I'm EDGYTIM. Thanks for listening. This is the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Good night, everybody.
Union Studio. This is Will County's News Talk Sports.